Well, we've got staff in Tenant Group from 42 offices that are advising entrepreneurs throughout the country. And I think probably what our clients are most worried about are the fact that this is an into the unknown period. Many of our clients haven't existed through a recession. They don't know what to face. Those that have actually are facing something for the first time in 15 to 20 years. And what they want is somebody that they can actually lean on during that period to lend them experience.
One of the people we've got speaking to us now is Andy Raynor. Andy is the CEO of the Tenant Group, and he's advised some of the country's leading entrepreneurs in terms of their business management. He's a very good accountant, and he knows the numbers, he knows the strategy, and he's here now to give you his top advice. You've got something called the Entrepreneur's Pyramid, which is a new thing. Well, tell us about it.
Well, I was a bit worried about the introduction, actually, being told I was a very good accountant, being damned with faint praise there. What we tried to do, actually, is really extend far further than that basic credential. And what we wanted to do was really reflect something which I think the vast majority of entrepreneurs in the room will know, is that really it isn't the sector that they occupy or the particular product that they have which is really important. It's the attitude they have towards the business. And so what we've done is concentrate really on entrepreneurs as a segment in themselves. And the Entrepreneur's Pyramid is a very simple representation of the phases that a business goes through, from its inception to the point at which perhaps you profitably sell it, and also the characteristics that really mark out the majority of entrepreneurs, including the independent spirit that they have and the close personal involvement that they have in the business. I think any entrepreneur is independent. They will want to make their own decisions. Sometimes it is characterized as being a control freak, but actually I don't think there's much wrong with that, as long as you know what you are actually in control of and what you're good at and what other people must support you in. But what's interesting actually when you see entrepreneurs is there is usually something that actually crystallizes their view that they should go into business for themselves. I think the circumstances at the moment are catalytic. I think there are an awful lot of people with good business ideas. I see a huge amount of drive and enthusiasm. As long as people actually keep doing the things that entrepreneurs are good at, and frankly the main one is being very quick on their feet. There was some talk about flexibility there. I completely endorse it. Entrepreneurs don't wait for committee decisions. They actually get on with the job, and that's why I think we're very positive about what will happen to entrepreneurial businesses over the next few years. I think there are an awful lot of businesses, and certainly people who start up, are going to face things that they have never faced before. And that's partly because of the economy, and it's partly because nobody has got a complete business experience. But there's always somebody out there who's been through that. You can usually find somebody to be able to access those people for you. And actually, the scale of a problem, in my view, is directly proportionate to whether or not you can talk to somebody who's experienced it before. And this is a sort of a low-level version of, can you find yourself somebody who really is either a mentor or a non-executive director? I don't think that anybody should make the assumption that they are exempt from what is happening now. Nobody has a passport through the next couple of years. Some people will actually get through that without any impairment of their business, but I believe that everybody ought to say, look, we need a plan B. We might never use it, but we want it in the top drawer. And I don't just mean a thought that maybe these things will happen and I'll be okay, but a proper plan B. And if there are things you've got to do to sort your business out, make sure that you know what that entails. What I'm most concerned about, frankly, is not about banks continuing support, or in fact not about whether or not they will advance monies for good propositions, because I think there is still some there. What I am concerned about is banks taking advantage of entrepreneurs because they can. And there are stories that we will all have heard which are clearly true of banks that are actually increasing interest premiums, so that, forget the base rate, that may be in certain circumstances irrelevant. Interest premiums are going up, arrangement fees are going up, and they're doing it to pay for some of their past mistakes. I think delegates should take away from this conference the fact that they are not alone. They will, over the course of the next couple of years, face things that they've not faced before, or not for a very long time. And they will believe that these are fundamental problems. What they need to know is that there are people there to help them who can actually make sure that they concentrate on the basics and be even more successful.